Good morning, folks. Today is Wednesday, November 15th, my dad's 81st birthday. Still alive and kicking, thank God. And we're still working. I can't pull him away from his business that he built, you know, which is good. I think that's what's keeping him going. Now I got Matt out here. You took care of, got the chickens out and all that already this morning. Getting a fire built to burn off the rest of these here that I'm not going to put in the fireplace. And I don't have a pit in the backyard, you know, where you would have, you know, sit around a fire kind of thing. I don't have that yet. But I got plenty of wood right now. Just get all that stuff cleaned up. It's a balmy 45 degrees. It feels good. I'm in, you know, short shirt and short sleeves, and Matthew's all bundled up. And he's from here. He can't handle it. This feels good to me. So we're gonna go ahead and get back on this guy right here. Use the trash can as our table. We're gonna go ahead and pre-drill the holes and then countersink each piece and then get it assembled. Then wheel on over there and transfer all my wife's loofah gourds onto it. And I still need to run down and pick up a couple of cans of foam. We're also going to go ahead and trim this up. Now it's dried out pretty good, you know, and just get it trimmed up so I can get about a 4-inch curb basically around there. And we'll probably end up pouring that as well today and get over to the water heater closet so we can get that disassembled and pressure washed. We'll let it warm up a little bit though, because it will be in that cold in that corner because the sun doesn't hit, and it's going to take a little bit for it to dry. And probably go throw one of my fans on it, help dry it faster. But then we can start working on that area once we get all this other stuff done, and keep my focus over there. Oh, plus we're going to pull the chicks out of the chick nursery. Time to get it out of the house. They're starting to stink. So we'll get that going. We'll take you along. Just hang out with us and appreciate it. Really do. Like, subscribe, you know, hit that bell notification. I really don't like saying that, but you know, every once in a while I will. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you doing, you big baby, you big baby, you big baby, you big baby. All right, well, here's the finished product. Nothing major, but for building a drying rack for my wife, you know, just trying to put something together to help her out with this stuff. This is what the loofah gourds look like when they start drying out. They get all, you can hear the seeds inside bouncing around. I think it's like 10 seeds for $5 or something like that. I'm not really sure. But her intention is to sell the seeds and sell the loofahs. This one here was peeled just recently, so it still needs to dry out. I don't think the mold on the outside is going to matter too much, because you can see it's cracking and the loofah will be inside. If the loofah itself is molded, then of course it's not going to be any good. But this is what you guys buy in the stores, man. You know, just in sections. You know, all cut up all nice and pretty. Weird how I always thought this was a sea, no, it came from the ocean or something like that. I had no clue loofahs were grown this way. But yeah, I always thought they came from the ocean or something. But hey, that's, you know, what she wants to do. So we built the drying rack, not only for the loofahs, but for, you know, onions, potatoes, whatever we need to put on there. So we're gonna go ahead and get that all stacked up real quick. And This is basically half the crop. Out of 5 seeds, 5 plants. This is right before the freeze came. And this is what I was talking about, why I put the trim around it. These are actually 1/2-inch crown. You can see how they're just pulling up. They're not hanging on there. Some of them broke through, but the staples are just pulling. So we'll disassemble this or fix it and put the same kind of trim around it. You know, we can use it over there back in the garden or something, yeah. So we'll get that all cleaned up, get the table folded up and put away, get that back over there and put it over at the shop for right now. I have some pieces already ready to go on it. Throw it on there real quick and then put it in the garden. And we'll go ahead and chop up some of that insulation, that foam insulation on the pad. Get that all cleaned up and then pour some concrete. And I'll put spray foam the rest of it later on. I'm not really worried about the spray foam right now. I just want to get the concrete done so I can put my concrete back in place. The pile of it, you know, the bags. So I'll get on that, but we are going to next, before we do all that other stuff I just mentioned, we need to go get the chicken nursery out of the house because it's starting to stink. All right, in my office real quick. I came in here, Matthew's outside cutting up for that other drying rack. I just put it on here to see, hopefully, that it didn't take any shape being curved, because I put shims on the back side of it, so most of the epoxy would kind of flow this way and down. And like I said in the other videos, I'm not happy with this. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to take off the little icicles that are down here. I'm going to clean that up too today. Like I said, it's always a busy day. So we'll knock that out, get this here set in place, and get my office all cleaned up, get all this stuff out of here. We're going to go ahead and work on that drying rack real quick. Alrighty, well, just got done having an early lunch. It's about 20 minutes to 12. Got this here put together and finished up real quick. I have the support in the center so I wouldn't weigh down if I put potatoes or whatever on there. We've got Matthew right now. He's going to be measuring out his 4 inches and cutting off the styrofoam. Use an old Sawzall blade. But we had an issue on the drying rack. Evidently those cartwheels won't last because they just broke. The ones that swivel just folded up on us, and so we had to lift it up, shove a 2x6 underneath it upright. So more work, redo. There it goes. All right, well, Matthew got this floor all cleaned up, looking pretty good there. He's getting ready to get the hose brought over here so we can mix up some cement inside of a 5-gallon bucket. And I went ahead and got all those little ice boogers off the bottom. Just use my orbital sander at 120 grit. Take your time, go slow. Now I just need to, put my, I could actually set it down. You need to put the caulking on the wood right here on those areas right there. All right, finally all loaded up. Almost feels like the end of the day, you know? You load up your truck and go on to the next job. Well, garage is back in order. Got my concrete out of the way. Got this here done. And once I break it free and I see where I'm at, you know, I'll be able to get it on. I'll probably get that all cleared off so I can roll that out. Put this on there after it's dry a few days. And then see what I need to do to grind it down. I have cup grinders and stuff like that, and I'm going to put a little beveled edge to it. That's why I didn't do a quarter round to it. And got everything all cleaned up in the office too. It's like, man, it's starting to come together. Oh, you guys can see the sawhorses aren't there, the plastic and all that. You guys saw that already. Starting to come together little by little. Grab my drink. And then we'll go work on the chicken nursery. Just make a sign up that says that, chicken nursery. That'd be cute. Everything put away over here and cleaned up. Busy, busy, busy. I gotta tell you, my hip is killing me, my back is sore. I'm done, but I still gotta get this other stuff taken care of. So I'm gonna do the chick nursery so we can get them in position. And then I'll help Matthew get all those loofah gourds off the rack and get it pulled out here, and we'll lay it down. Then I'll get him in the back with me, take apart the framing of the water heater closet. In fact, let me show you. But need to get all this here taken out, take the old form off because we extended the pad out. Put a drain in. That's my main 1-inch water line coming in. It's just ready for a box over here. So I'll put a box here. This line here is actually my fiber optic. So we had to find that because they just kind of ran it nilly-willy all the way around and just buried that just by itself. No casing or conduit. And this here is my drain line here for the rest of the house so I can hook up all my downspouts and stuff to it and start pulling some of this water away from the house, and it all goes towards the backyard out that way. So I have also all my main water lines that come this way and then come across this way, and I'm getting rid of that hose bib over there. I'll be putting a hose bib probably on this building or outside of it with the hydrant hose, but trying to figure that one out. I can do hot and cold water coming out of that area if I wanted to. But there's just a lot of stuff that we're doing here. It's like everything's got to have its steps, and I don't want to rush something and go, oh, I wish I would have done that. Now it's too late to. So I was trying to tell Sean at Giving to Dutch when he was building his place. Text him, go, dude, slow down. I told him, get your equipment. There's issues out there with people getting their equipment for their air conditioning. And next day, he calls up his AC guy, says, can you get my stuff delivered here? He goes, yeah, let me see if it's in, whatever. And whatever he had to do, he got his equipment on site, which was good. Because there's still issues out there because of the COVID, the CV-19. All right, so now we're gonna work on the chicken nursery real quick. Get the heat lamps in there and pull out the heat, or whatever you want to call this thing, heat plate. You like it down there, don't you? They're getting too tall for it. And frisky too. So we'll get this all cleaned out. We'll get it to where we put the doors on it like those. Had to give Harley his little bone. Yeah. Being a playful dog, I let him out in the back, and one of our barred rock roosters hopped over the fence, and I went out there to wash the heating plate that we had in here and saw him on top of our barred rock. Of course, I yelled at him, and he stopped. I'm thinking, oh no, he killed another one. And that was the second one. But, second bird he wanted to play with. He doesn't go chasing after the animals to kill them. He just wants to play with them, and luckily I got out there in time. Well, we got these guys all cleaned up. This one's ready for us to transfer them up if my wife wants to. If not, then we can keep them all together. There's 12 of them in there, like I said before. We have 3 Turkins. I think one of them is a male. There's 2 of them right there. We got some little feisty ones. We'll keep them, see what happens. And got the heat lamp secured up there like that. So I had to put the cross 2x4 in there. And oh, hey, Matthew. We got to move the bottom one up like that. Matthew, we didn't move the bottom screw up. So we'll have to move that up. So we're going to move it up so it's tighter like that there. So we'll just put it right in the center. Give it just a little more height. So we'll take care of that in a moment. But this is where the kids are for now. So, close real quick. All right. Anyway, so we'll get that done real quick. It's 3:30. I gotta get all the gourds off the cart. We're trying to push it out of the way. Come around the corner. Try to push it out of the way. And we blew out the wheel. Folded up on us. That was a plastic piece of garbage, but you know, good enough for my carts. And that's what they came off of right there. And you know, I put a lot of weight on these things and they seem to hold up pretty good. But between the weight of the wood, the weight of the gourds, you know, a lot of them aren't that heavy. Some of them are, but a lot of them are drying out, you know, so they're getting light. So I have to pull all the gourds off, put them in the back of my truck. Get that going. Put them all back here for right now. And then take it out here and lay it over on its side. We're gonna get that done ASAP. Let's see if he can stick around till 4:30 and then we can get that part at least unloaded. And then probably get in the back and get that unscrewed and pulled off, and then we'll just have to pressure wash it tomorrow. If not, we'll get to the closet another day, which hopefully will be tomorrow. So I think that's it for today for us. You know, we got a little bit of stuff to put away. You know, this is our typical day. You know, just kind of trying to get everything done, kind of spinning our wheels here and there. But you know, we get a little bit done here and there. And it is what it is. You know, if you want to have a farm and you're just starting out and almost 60 years old like I am, you know, my wife and I, when we came out here 3 years ago, so I was 57-ish, and yeah, 57, and you know, came into a house that we thought was really nice until we started seeing all the problems because it's not permitted. That's stuff you guys got to watch for when you're out there buying homes, trying to get out of the cities like what we're from, you know, Southern California. Even our unincorporated areas, which would be the countryside out here, even unincorporated areas in California, you still have to pull permits. And you know, if you're out there looking for this kind of lifestyle because you don't feel comfortable in the city anymore, a lot of stuff you need to look out for, you know, especially flood zone, fire zones, you know, because a lot of the areas out here, they may look great when you come out and look at it, and then all of a sudden you didn't realize, you know, every 10, 15 years they flood out, you know, and you got 3 inches of water in your house. That happens a lot on down below the 40 by the Arkansas River. And then there's a section in Oklahoma where the water came up almost 2 feet in this whole neighborhood. So what they're trying to do is do a buyback program with those people because they should have never developed there because, you know, people, you know, Oklahoma knows what floods and what doesn't. And they should never let developers develop out there. You know, just let it be farmland. You know, cattle can walk around or go to high ground as long as the water's not rushing too much. If it's 2 feet tall, they can find high ground. But you know, everybody that builds in that area, well, you know, you get flooded out. When I was first looking out here, I told my dad, "Hey, I found this property over there below the 40 in Arkansas." And I told him, I go, yeah, the houses are like 2,500 square feet, 10 acres, selling for $225,000. He goes, it's because they flood out. So it's like every year or every 2 years they have to fix it up. Same thing out in Tahlequah out here. There's an area right off the 10 highway where there used to be a campground and stuff, and it got flooded out. You know, it gets flooded out every once in a while because of some of these heavy rains. And the Tahlequah, which is the Illinois River, gets full and then overflows on the banks, you know, which is Highway 10. And then it rolls over the highway into the people's properties. So, you know, when you're out there doing this stuff, you got to look around for that. I didn't realize how much of my land would flood, but then I figured a way to where I can incorporate that flood zone for my garden area, and that's just to build up, because it only, for me, it goes from 0 inches from behind my property, you know, which is my backyard, to about maybe 12 inches to where it starts flowing over, the street if it's not going under the street. And I've been watching it, I got video on it, you know, but I can still build in that area and go 2 feet up and still be safe, you know. And we got a lot of rock out here too, but I plan on doing some good foundations and put blocking, you know, CMUs, 8 by 16s, and make it all look nice. And the same thing with my raised beds, are going to be out of block, not metal or anything else, because I don't want anything to rust. It's going to be straight out of block. And then I'm making my own caps. I have the forms for those that I brought from California. So anyways, a lot coming up, man. So hope you guys hang with us. I'll talk to you later. God bless.